Hello everyone, it's Christmas, so no full episode. Sam likes his family, and I've already blacked out. But I can still drop off a joke that's been in the back of my head. On April 20, 2020, Netflix announced a new slate of live-action anime adaptations by American studios. Amongst crowd pleasers like Dragon Ball Evolution 2 and Fullmetal Alchemist, but the first show snuck a surprising cult favorite. Sayonara Zetsubou-Sensei, also known as Goodbye Mr. Despair, would receive the Hollywood treatment. Several fans expressed doubt. Specifically, they promised, attempted, and sometimes executed suicide. One anime critic was found beside an open Beyblade DVD case with the following suicide note: Despair. Watered down remakes of cult favorites have left me in despair. The new creators remained silent. There was a great deal of cocaine to enjoy before crunch time, but public relations jumped on the incident. They promised fans that the utmost care would be taken to preserve the spirit of the original. The absurdist spark that animated Goodbye, Mr. Despair would live on in What Up, Jack Despair. After this announcement, the suicides increased in both volume and violence. The reboot characters. Jack Despair. Jack Razor Despair is a hard-driving, hard-loving man's man with a dark past. After wasting his youth in a West Coast motorcycle gang, he decides to pursue education as a means of getting his life on track. The fact that this puts his character a hair's width away from great teacher Onizuka becomes a point of conspiracy theory within the community, but amounts to nothing. Kafka Fura. The only student maintained from the original, Kafka has had her personality suppressed by medication. Instead of saying weird stuff that advertisers don't like, she uses the hilarious catchphrase, "That's my line." The catchphrase and then the character are phased out by the fourth episode. Monica Fury. To offset concerns about fan service in the original, the producers add the empowering Monica Fury. Monica is a fiercely independent, aspiring biochemist who models string bikinis in her off time. Said modeling is repeatedly underlined as an enterprise for her own pride and entertainment, rather than lurid audience enjoyment. Once every 4 minutes, Monica stands up and says, "I have no interest in Jack Despair," in a different Romance language. Anna Sato. Anna is a personality-free, screen-time eating void of a character that forms an accidental tribute to the original's Nami. The producers gladly accept credit for recreating a fan-favorite gag, and proceed to slap Anna's face on as much merchandise as physically possible to offset production costs. Jessica Snapshot. To stay relevant, the producers add a student with a TikTok gimmick. However, a promotional deal cut halfway through the production makes her an exclusive user of Instagram's Reels feature, leading to every mention of TikTok being awkwardly overdubbed with the gram. Candy Owens. A self-hating black student with over 30,000 followers on Parler. Her catchphrase is, "Isn't it strange that 50% of interruptions come from 13% of students?" Her classmates and teacher do their best to avoid the fact that she is, in fact, a full-blown Nazi, an effort complicated by her refusal to sit within one seat of her LGBT classmates. Loud. T'Challa Jones. One of Jack Despair's only male students, this young Hotep is Candy Owens' nemesis and de facto love interest. He tries to show his classmates the truth of where pyramids come from, who the tribes of Israel really were, and what the voices in his head mean. Kara Moon. After discovering the popularity of Kaguya-sama in the wider anime community, the producers add a student. That's just Kaguya. Her personality, uniform, and backstory are lifted wholesale from Love is War, daring the original creators to lawyer up and do something about it. They do, leading to Kara Moon's digital removal from every scene after episode 2. Other characters still talk to and about her, but there are no responses. Redacted Chan. The outspoken head of the varsity volleyball team, Redacted Chan gets cancelled once an episode. An executive mandate to not get too political with the character makes it unclear what statement, if any, the show wants to make with this. Martin Bellflower. Intended as a light-hearted riff on online activists, Martin Bellflower is a bitter caricature of everything the creators fear and hate about modern sexuality. Martin's offhand descriptions of trans life are treated like Cartman feeding Scott Tenorman to his parents. Season 1 Episodes. Great Teacher Jack. After leaving biker jail, Jack Despair starts teaching on a trial basis at Zetsubou Tech. The school alternates between a high school and a college setting in subsequent episodes, based on the plot's needs. Today, it's a high school, and he meets several of the quirky students he'll be explaining the world to. Kafka appears heavily in this, and starts fading immediately afterwards. 2. Rap City. The writers realized it would be hilarious if Jack and the girls tried to rap. All the dialogue is rendered in a tired pastiche of 80s-style boom-bap rap verses, leading to an experience that gets more painful the more you follow music. Candy Owens refuses to participate, screaming at an inhuman pitch in every shot she's featured in. 3. Climate Change. The writers read a chapter of the original and realize Jack needs to get sad about a thing. They pick the imminent melting of the ice caps, and the collapse of human civilization that follows it. Jack organizes students into rival gangs of raiders for the impending post-apocalypse. Far and away the best episode of the remake. 4. Spooky Town. The kids have to make a haunted house. Jack Despair is in an alcoholic coma, leaving the girls of Class 420 to make a room apiece. T'Challa's room, depicting a hellscape in which black Israelites never cured cancer, is a surprise hit. 5. Congress versus Progress. Social Studies. The episode starts out as a political satire until the writers lose their nerve and go for an alien invasion. This gets confusing, as several orphan jokes about the girls running for class president are left unchanged. Before returning to the alien storyline, Candy Owens is appointed Secretary of Commerce. 6. The Rhythm of the Night. A musical episode. Web surveys love musical pastiches, and What Up, Jack Despair is ready to get in on it. Unfortunately, none of the voice acting staff can sing, leading to a series of distressingly off-key pop song parodies. 7. Love? ? It's time to get serious. This episode of What Up, Jack Despair takes on the terminally serious topic of sexual exploitation in schools. Specifically, the abuse of teachers by nefarious students. After an undefined and dramatically described incident, Jack Despair is traumatized. It's up to the rest of the girls to realize the power imbalance they enjoy as a harem, and learn to do better. 8. Calculus or something. This show's in a school, right? Let's do a math episode. When Kara Moon is the only student to pass the math section of the practice SAT, Jack reaches out to the one force that can help. The Princeton Review, this episode's sponsor. The episode marches mechanically through each girl's attempt to learn algebra or something, filtered through their comedy gimmick. Each ends their sketch with direct thanks to the Princeton Review and their fine, varied products. 9. School's out. It's summer break. Without the confines of academia, what antics will the core cast get up to? Simple. Talking about everything that's already happened in a clip show. Most of the budget's been eaten by promotion, leaving them with just enough money to convince the 2 poorest cast members to show up for a voiceover. Finale. Despair World. Jack and the girls are fun, but it's time to set up some spin-offs. Jack's equally despairing colleagues, Joe, John, and Jill Despair are quickly introduced, thrown a plot hook, and given their own cast herds. Enough for season after season of content. The media mill is hungry, and this episode is full of juicy feed. Alright, that is all you people get for free. Happy Hanukkah! The other 2 holidays kinda suck.